Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another video. Today we're going to review the Figma DX link from Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. I will not be putting all that in the title. I will put, I will find a way to make that work because that is going to run out of characters. But let's get started on talking about this link. Out the gate, it's phenomenal. The joints are very tight, and I'm not sure if that's necessarily a gripe or a good thing considering it's a Figma. So let's start with our overall look. And man, this thing is engineered completely different from the way Figmas normally are. They don't use the normal Figma joints. As you can see, we have new dumbbell joints that are double jointed. Same in here in the arms, and it helps with the fluidity of the character so that you don't see the Figma joints the way you used to. I know a lot of people like those old Figma joints. They were necessarily not for me, and I love that Figma is taking a brand new direction that really does work for them. Now, we have a lot of moving parts here. We have butterfly joints. We have a bicep swivel. We have a secret bicep swivel. We have ball jointed hands. Like, there's a lot to go over. So let's try to go over it all together. Now, here we are with our head movement. We can move on the head separate from the neck, right? We have a beautiful up and down motion. Literally, I love that this is going to work for what you have with your link. Look, my man is even giving side eye. Look at that. Look at that. Right? Then we have a beautiful ponytail mechanism that shifts up and down with the way the head works. So that means it will not get in the way when Link does skydiving maneuvers, as you can see here. That's great. These are soft plastic, so it won't get in the way. And even when you take the head sculpt out, there is a beautiful clear plastic joint. I never thought that I would say it, but I really do like the way that works. I really do. I'm actually going to pop that back in now. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now, as far as the arm goes, there is a robust butterfly joint. Now, if you pull that out a little too hard, what happens is you'll pop that out. I've done that numerous times, but it's easy to pop back in with a little bit of heating up. I may have to pause it and put it back on camera because it's very cold here in New York right now. It's currently 11 degrees. So I want to talk about this arm mechanism now because you'll be able to swap out the arms. Now, as you can see, our arm can go up. It can go back this way. We can rotate it outwards, right? We have our secret joint here, which rotates in. And that'll allow you to do all the things you want to do basically on the arm joint. But you also get a bicep swivel here. Mine was really, really tight and still is. I may have to give it some shock oil, but as you can see, there is a swivel there, right? We have a beautiful, beautiful double joint, and we have articulated hand joint. Doesn't have to worry about just up or down. It actually can rotate freely. The same will be said on our other side. I might have to heat this up to go back in. But same can be said on the other side. Even with this part, there is a joint there that will move up and still allow all of the movement that you get, which is really beautiful. Now, here in our midsection, where it gets a little bit more different, we now have this beautiful ab crunch going forward. And it rotates here at the torso. Not a lot, but just enough for Link. And our lower torso technically can swivel out and around because it's on a thin ball joint. I mean, not a ball joint. It is on a peg. So with this peg, you can lift up a little bit and then have it twist around a bit. But you get that nice deep ab crunch, which I do like. And I'm still ripping out plastic from there, as you can see right there. This is a semi-soft skirt. It's not as soft as I would like it, but it's soft enough that you can lift your leg up. Beautiful double joint, right? No boot swivel, but we do have a thigh swivel that does clear and does not cause paint rub. Very important. And we get some really decent ankle pivot. And a toe joint. Toe joint. A toe joint. But as you can see, with the help of all of this, Link can maneuver very beautifully. It'll take a little bit of effort, especially with the heating up. As you can see, I've taken that out a few times, right? And now I've taken it apart. But this will allow me to talk about it a little bit more. As you can see, we have our joints here. Now, I'm going to pose this guy up from part by part, not even in one part, right? I'm going to do it in separate parts. So here we have our lower half posing up, right? I'm going to leave it like that. We have our belt, which the arrows being on the back is not really an issue for me. I just wish that we had the ability to take it off, and I'm not sure if we can't. Actually, let's double check. I think it's glued in over on this side. Yeah, it's glued in, guys. I would, oh wait, no, it's on a peg, but I don't want to rip it out because it's in there. So let's heat that up. So as you can see here, because of that, it's raised right here at this part. So we are going to hold that down. We're going to push down on our peg. And this might be the one gripe I have, because I want it to be soft enough. And it could be an issue of it's very cold here.
Drink your water.
So here we go. Like, it holds beautifully, but because it's so cold here, joints are gonna get a little rough to deal with. But if we just pose it out, ooh, that's actually really nice. But as you can see, I'm going to have to make a small adjustment here, or at least heat this up, because certain dynamic poses will just not allow it, because it's going to push that up. So I'm going to call that a gripe. It might be a posing issue, in my opinion, and I don't like the fact that it's going to get in the way of particular poses, right? I haven't had a chance to really sit with this, and now that I'm learning it, that's something that may really gripe me up. But a pose like, ooh, actually, this is actually a really nice pose here. Imagine if I was reaching for my sword or trying to do a maneuver where he's doing one of his the grapple techniques. So there are some good poses you can get out of it, but not being able to spread him wide apart without this getting in the way could be a major posing issue, or it's a skill issue on my end. I'm going to find out the more I play with this. But with that being said, let's take our time to check out the accessories for the DX, because there are a lot of them, and I think I spent a lot of time on posing. So let's jump to it. All right, now on to accessories, because it's the DX set. There will be a lot of accessories. I got my kind of gripped up and ready. So first, let's go over weapons. So you will get the Master Sword, and it becomes unsheathed. I do love that we don't have to part swap anymore. It is a full-blown, you tab in the scabbard on the back for its sheath. Boom shakalaka. And like I said, with this new articulation, we could actually reach for our weapon. Let me actually do a slightly better pose. Rotate this arm out. There we go, looking good. So yeah, as you can see here, we have a full-blown natural pose and reaching for our sword, which is an A+ to me. Like I said, I love that. You will get a bow. I love that it's an ancient's bow. Ooh, I love this. And it pretty much works either way. It's universal bow. You will get a soft goods cape that you can latch on. So let's actually remove the Master Sword. Pop our head off. There will be a tab underneath that plugs into the back. So you can tab it in. Plug in really, really fine there. But what's really cool about this and the way this is done is that you can actually still put items back here. So you can actually shift this off to the side, and you can put the Master Sword in as well. The only problem is I still haven't found a way to make the cape sit flush with this. So it's the only drawback. But let's put the head on so you can see what he looks like with cloak. That's why that ponytail comes up and down, just in case you want to take that out. But Link looks good with this on as well. This is actually really one of the best Figmas released, and probably the best Link released. It actually comes with a ton of accessories. The DX set is 100% up my alley of the things that I wanted. I kind of wish they released an accessory pack for all the things that the game does come with. Like, for instance, you will actually get the arm from Tears of the Kingdom. This is the arm that allows you to do certain abilities and things like that. You can actually unplug it as well. I'm gonna plug it back in though. This has the same articulation, so you still get that bicep swivel as well. And you can just plug it right here and at the arm, so you can do it how you want to. So you can do the completely unwrapped arm, or, you know, the half-wrapped arm. Oh, you will also get faceplates, one of them being our yelling sculpt, and the other being a smiling sculpt. So you can actually get a smiling Link. With your bow, you do get a singular arrow. The rest will stay in your quiver. This is actually a really long arrow. It's pretty cool. And you will get the Hylian shield. It is still universal, so that way you can actually take this handle and take it off and review it to each side, depending on how you want Link to be, either left or right-handed. And now I'm going to get into the DX. Oh, the hands first and the DX set. But I actually have not even got a chance to take my hands out. So you will get still sword holding hands on each side. You will get an open palm hand, a pointing hand. Okay, this is actually the, I think this is the bow holding hand actually. I apologize. This is the bow holding hand. This is the arrow holding hand. And you will get a stand. And the reason why you get this big of a stand is because one of the cool things, as I was actually about to get to, is going to be you actually get the paraglider with the DX set. The paraglider is really nice. It actually comes with the hands already attached. So all you got to do is add Link to it. And you do get the tassels that go along and sail along. There are 2 plug ports here at the end. And you plug these bad boys into it and you have your paraglider. And that's why you get that really, really big stand. Next up, you will get rock on a stick. Probably one of the greatest weapons that you can have in a game. You can get a really big rock on a stick. I'm being facetious, but if you play the game, you already know what I'm talking about. You will get this as a bonus with the DX. Well, not a bonus. You get it with the DX set. You also get a regular shield. Now, I have taken the plug out of the regular shield because I'm going to show you that with the regular shield, you can also do this. You can attach a rocket to it, so you can do the rocket shield. This is really, really dope, all the way down to the effect plugging in. So you can do a burst rocket shield. Personally, I'm probably gonna do this to super shield surf, so I'm gonna have a good time shield surfing. And just like with the other one, you can reverse it so you can hold the shield on each side. So I'm gonna, when you unplug this, you can cap it back up with the shield. Voila, voila. Then you will get a portal. And this is why the torso comes off. So when you do one of your techniques from the game, which at this point I've forgotten the names of all of them, right? You can plug him in to see him elevate through floors. So you can actually do this, and this is actually pretty cool, of him coming through the floor. This is really dope. So yeah, I think personally, this is a beautiful, beautiful set. And if you love the game, having this figure is going to be an A+ for you. The DX set is 100% really nice in my opinion. Do I wish it came with more? Obviously, the game meant a lot to me when I played it, especially the panorama. So yeah, it's one of those things. But I do hope that an accessory set gets announced, and they really do like a little bit more. Now, I'm gonna use some monsters to compare to it, maybe some human-sized knights, things like that. So let's get to it and talk about the size comparisons. By the way, I do not have any of my other links anymore, so I can't use them as comparison anymore. I'm assed out in terms of that, so sorry. And now we're jumping into the size comparison. Unfortunately, I don't have too many Figmas anymore. I still have Samus and stuff like that, but they're in storage. So I'm gonna use what I have here. And Link is a really small guy. But if you collect, Mythic Legions and Beasts and things like that, what's really cool is you can have goblins to go up against Link. So that is a Mythic Legions goblin, right? And then if you want, Articulation works as a really good bone monster. So now you have meatless monsters to go up against Link. It's a very good time. The Necronominous wave released the same time as this Link. They companion each other really, really well. So I hope this really works for you. Right, I'm gonna remove those two. And then we have stuff like, and you can use other lines. So you can use AWOC, right? Because there's beast humans and guardians and things like that. So the AWOC line works here. Here we are with a Savage Crucible doing the same thing. That's Como of the Isles. And as you can see, we have a lot of really cool things that you can get to work with you. If you would like to do an orc, you can do like the Meditoys orc, the World of Warcraft orc. As you can see, it's much larger, can compare well. Then you have Dehydrated Men, cousin to the Meatless Men. So yeah, I think we're in a really good spot with mixing and matching lines to work for photos and crossing over and things like that. But if you want to compare it to some domestic stuff, let me, wait, where do I have it? There we go. If you want to see some domestic stuff, here we are with a, oh wow, Fresh Monkey Fiction figures. This is a Delta Red. I don't know why I had a brain fart just now. Here we are with Rollout from Veliverse. So you can see Link is actually a little bit bigger than the previous Links, and I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, like I was saying, And if you want to see what a knight is, here is Sir Aldrich. And I feel like Link actually does work. This Link is a little bit taller, and I really, really like that. Once I figure out this waist system and how this peg works, and to get this from Ryzen, I may have to heat this up. I think I'm going to be in a really, really nice spot because I really, really like how this Link works and functions, that he's bigger. So I'm super excited to get into it, play, pose, you know, have some fun. But with all of that being said, there's one last thing I actually want to do. For those of you who do not read instructions, I highly implore you to give Good Smile and Figma a little bit of credit. And it's hard to show it here, but they gave us probably the biggest instruction pamphlet there is. And on one side, it's in English, and on the reverse side, it's in Japanese. So they actually took the time to do that. And I'm going to give that a little bit of credit for them because, you know, people should read the instructions so they can fully understand their figure. So if there's anything I didn't cover, I feel like the instructions will do that. So, yeah, you can actually test that out. But in the meantime, I'm pretty sure there'll be tons of other people doing the same thing, talking about this toy. It should be a highly rated toy. But if not, hey, nothing I can do about it. In the meantime, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you have found it informative. And as always, be good to yourself. Be good to others. And if you're not doing that, take the time to sit down, breathe, and work on that. So please, be good, do good. Drink your water, guys. Later. All right, guys, here's what's really cool, and I didn't realize it because the joints were stuck. There is a new drop down on the leg, and that will allow me to elevate without popping out any of this. So yeah, it does work. As you can see, no popping out. So it's a pop down joint. Oh, it's a drop down, not a pop down. But I like the sound of pop down. But it's a top down joint. It will wear on your plastic a little bit. So what you can do is, because it is cold, I highly recommend you definitely be heating up your stuff, especially if you live in the north. It's cold up here. Therefore, parts will freeze. So you will get the better articulation by doing that. In the meantime, thank you. I'm adding this in at the end. Holla at your boy. Later.